So guys, I'm back again today with my Premier League predictions for the 2018/19 Premier League season, just like I promised. So guys, before we get started, just two things. First of all, hit that subscribe button. Come on, it takes like 2 seconds, it's barely any effort. If you're on a PC, just use the mouse and click it. If you're on your phone or something, just press the subscribe button. It takes less effort than this intro. One thing I do want to make clear though guys, and is obvious as well, is that this video has been uploaded about 3 weeks before this Premier League season kicks off, and there's still about 2 weeks of the transfer window. So obviously I can't predict the future and say who's going to come to where, so that does all my predictions, although I am trying to predict the future now. But it doesn't matter, okay guys, enough of me talking, let's get straight on with the video. So guys, first up is the bottom three, and in my opinion guys, I have predicted that Cardiff will finish 20th, Brighton will finish 19th, and Southampton will finish 18th. The reason I've put Cardiff in 20th guys is because from a football perspective, they have made a couple of signings, but none of a big step up to push them on for the next challenge. They've signed Murphy from Norwich, Cunningham from Preston, Alex Smithies from QPR, and Bobby Reid from Bristol City, which is some good signings, but I don't think they're going to push them on for this season. Second of all as well guys, is that as a Wolves fan, it is in my genetics to hate Neil Warnock, and because I hate Neil Warnock, as long as Neil Warnock's at Cardiff, I want Cardiff to finish bottom and go back down. If he leaves, then I'm happy with you staying up. Sorry Cardiff fans, nothing personal, it's just the way it is. Now guys, my reasoning for putting Brighton 19th is that I think they've brought players like David Button, who has experience in the Championship and that, and not the Premier League, or they've brought foreign players who just might take a bit of time to settle in. And with the teams that have come up this season, I do think it's going to be a lot harder for every club to stay up, and I think this season could be the season that catches Brighton out. They do have a good manager in that, and by all means they could stay up because how good Chris Hughton is. However, I just see this as being the season that catches Brighton out. Now guys, I think this might be one that some people might disagree with, and that's Southampton finishing 18th. And the reason for that is Southampton are always one of these teams who sell their main stars and big players, but somehow manage to carry on staying up. Where they've got rid of Tadic, and I think the players have brought in haven't matched that quality. Angus Gunn, I think he's a good goalkeeper, but I don't think he's going to add anything a bit different from what they've already got in the goalkeeping departments. They've also got Vestergaard, Elianusi and Armstrong from Celtic, but when Armstrong left Celtic fans says he's a good player, but they weren't seeing him as a big miss. So I do think it's going to be tough for Southampton, and I do think they will just finish in the relegation zone because I don't think they'll get as lucky as last season. Now guys, my next three are Bournemouth, Newcastle and Huddersfield, and I think these three will finish just outside the relegation zone for different reasons. For Bournemouth and Newcastle, they've already got the quality to stay up I think, or just about stay up I should say, but they haven't really gone out and spent much. Newcastle have gone out and got a new goalkeeper who I can't pronounce the name of, Key, and they've re-loaned Kennedy. Meanwhile Bournemouth have gone out and got Brooks from Sheffield United. They've not really made the world a light, or I don't think they've added too much excitement to the fans by the signings they've made, but I think they've got enough with them already just to stay up, especially in Eddie Howe and Rafa Benitez. For Huddersfield, it's the fact that maybe the experience of stopping up was great, and that was a great achievement, and they have gone out and broke the transfer record, got about 6-7 players in all different positions, and they're trying to strengthen and add depth to the squad to try and push on from last season. I don't think they will much, but I do see them stopping up because I think they've done good business so far. So guys, for the next space between 14th and 10th, I've got Fulham in 14th, Leicester in 13th, Watford in 12th, Burnley in 11th and Wolves in 10th. So let's go through them. I think newly promoted Fulham will stop up because they've got the players like Ryan Sessegnon and that already, but they haven't made too many signings. I think they've only made, actually pun in there, I think they've only made 2 signings so far, so they have tried to add strength into the squad as well, and I think they've got enough quality to stop up in their team. But I do think they will also go on a big blip during this season because of the attacking football they like to play. Meanwhile guys, Leicester I've put just above them because they've got Premier League experience like Harry Maguire, who had a fantastic World Cup, Jamie Vardy in that as well. However, they have lost one of their key players in Riyad Mahrez, and if they don't go out and start replacing these big players soon, it could be a bit of trouble for them. I know they've got James Maddison, Danny Ward and Johnny Evans in, so a bit of experience, youth and good quality in as well there, but I don't think it's enough to replace Riyad Mahrez. So guys, I'm putting Watford in 12th because they have gone out and signed players like Ben Foster, Messina, Wilmot and Palavitas, something like that. And to be honest guys, I'm not saying they're world class players, but I do think there's a bit of quality there. Not much too difference to be honest from the teams below them that I've put, but I do think Watford have already got enough quality in that as well to finish in about 12th, without being threatened of the relegation zone. For Burnley, guys, they haven't really signed anyone so far, but what they have got is a good team spirit. I don't think they'll do as well as last season because possibly playing in the Europa League, but I do think that they will survive. Now, guys, I have put my team Wolves in 10th, and some of you out there might think it's a bit biased. Well, yeah, it is. Every fan is going to be biased towards his own team. You know, they're going to see the positives of their own team. As a Wolves fan, we're living the dream now. We're back where we feel that we belong. No, we are back where we belong. And I think that with some of the signs we've made and the core chemistry we've already got and the quality we had last season, like Neves and Jota, and that being definitely permanent and signing new contracts and that, I do think we can give the Premier League a good go. Don't think we're going to qualify for Europa League or anything like that, but I do think that we can finish in the top 10 of the Premier League. Now, guys, moving on to 9th and 8th, which is just finishing outside the Europa League. I've put Crystal Palace in 9th and Everton in 8th. My reasoning behind this is simple, guys. Everton haven't signed anyone, but I do think that with Marco Silva in, they can definitely push on. And from last season, they showed that they did struggle at the beginning. But when Allardyce took over and just set them up and they were organised, they did become a top 10 team just with the players they've already got. So I do think with Marco Silva there, who's a great manager, I do think they can make the top 8. For Crystal Palace, guys, finishing 9th. I know they also had a rocky start to the season. They sacked the new manager, got Roy Hodgson in, and Roy Hodgson did a great job. And if they manage to keep Zaha in that as well, I know Kabai's left, and bring in a few more quality players, I think they'll have a great team to really compete in the Premier League. And it's just something that Crystal Palace just need to get right. If they get it right, they can definitely finish in the top 10. I reckon Crystal Palace is one now that a lot of you in the comment section will have a go at me at, because I think a lot of you will see them being as miles below some of the teams below them. Personally, if they get it right this season, they can really push for a top 10 finish. So, guys, I put West Ham in 7th for 2 reasons. First of all, Manuel Pellegrini is a great manager, great experience in the Premier League of winning the Premier League with Man City. So I think that can really help West Ham in this case with him setting a team up. Second of all, they have gone out, they've brought their record transfer fee twice, and they've signed players who can really make a difference for them, including Jack Wilshere on a free, Fabianski, who I think could be great in a good team, and Felipe Anderson, who they signed for 43 million. So for that reason, I think West Ham will finish 7th. Chelsea, honestly, I just think they'll finish 6th because of the way that they've brought the new manager in and that great, but I think other teams have had more time to settle, buy players in, add an extra couple of weeks, and it might not seem like much, but I do think that is what will just get them missing out this season. I think next season it could be a good reason for them to push on. They have signed Jorginho and that as well, and also let's not forget the future of Eden Hazard and Alvaro Morata, and that is still undecided, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. If they do lose those players, they are going to be in a bit of a pickle, to put it bluntly. First of all, guys, Tottenham, like most big teams, have had players that have gone to the World Cup and they'll probably have a couple of weeks off and be a bit more tired, so we'll have to catch up. But my problem with Tottenham is that they've always been this team that has got like a great starting 11, and then off the bench they've got like 1 or 2 players. And I think being knackered on the first 11 and then not having that much backup in, you know, like where's your backup striker, for instance, it's going to really tire you out. And I think Tottenham are going to suffer from that a little bit. Also, they haven't signed anyone yet this season, you know, not even one player, like a star striker for like 30 million or something. They've not done it. So I do think Tottenham will drop out the top 4 for this season because of what other teams are doing around them. In 4th, guys, I've put Arsenal. The reason I've put them in the first Champions League spot of this prediction is because Unai Emery was announced really early on after Wenger had gone. He was announced really early on. Gives him time to sort out the players he wants. He's getting rid of players he don't want, like Jack Wilshere. He's getting in players he does want. Some of the players he's got in is Torreira, Gundogan, Leno, which is a great signing, and Papas Fotopoulos, you know, the big lung one from Borussia Dortmund. But anyway, guys, what I'm trying to say is that he's gone out. He's brought players that he thinks needs to help this team. He's already got some good players there as well, like Koscielny, Pedicek if I keep him. But then again, I've got Leno, so that doesn't really matter. Aubameyang, I was just about to say Sanchez, Ozil, Mkhitaryan. He's signed some quality players. I don't think it's enough to win the Premier League, but I think it is enough to finish in the top 4. In 3rd, guys, I've put Liverpool. Liverpool have done one thing that has really made me think they will finish in the top 3, and that is sign Alisson. They have brought in Shaqiri as well, who's a great signing, great player at Stoke, but I do think Alisson is their main their main signing this season. The defence isn't the best. They've got Van Dijk in that there, and that just needs sorting out so much. But their goalkeeping also needs sorting out. They've sorted out the goalkeeping now. Alison's a great goalkeeper. He's like 25, 26 and that as well. So it's just the defence that needs sorting out. That is why I've put them third. I think the defence will let them down a bit, but if Mo Salah's on form, Alisson plays at his best, and Shaqiri has him why he showed at Stoke as well, they've really added some firepower to their team this season. Liverpool, they're definitely going to move up in my opinion. They're going to finish at least third, but I don't think they're going to win the Premier League. In second, guys, I think it will be Man United again. I think I would put them first, but the way Mourinho plays and that, I just don't want it. Because Paul Pogba will be played as a defensive player. Yeah, in the World Cup, when he gets played in the midfield that has pace and the team that is just told to attack, look at what he can do. Score goals for, well, not score goals for fun. He did score a goal in that in the final, but his passing was just absolutely immense. It was just over the top to Griezmann, Mbappe, and France had the freedom to get forward. Pogba had the freedom to get forward. At Man United, he doesn't have that freedom because, in my personal opinion, of Mourinho. That's how Mourinho does it. Mourinho will get you a top 4 finish, and I think he'll get United second as well with signing Fred and that this season as well. Personally, I don't see them reaching the top. There's a lot of pressure for Man United to win a trophy, especially the Premier League, but I don't think they'll do it with Mourinho. So guys, the team I've predicted first is Wolves. Nah, I'm joking. It's obviously Man City. They're the only team left. The thing about the Premier League is that it's really tough to win it twice in a row, and a team hasn't done that in ages, like Chelsea. They've won it, then gone 10th, then won it, then gone 8th. They've always struggled, and other teams have as well, including Man City in the past. But if there's one manager who can turn that around, it's Pep Guardiola. He's added Riyad Mahrez to the squad, so he's got winning experience with Leicester. Winning the title anyway. He's also played superb and he's a great player, and he's played in the Premier League. What else do Man City want to bring in? You know, Man City just absolutely superb at bringing in the right players for the right thing, especially with a manager like Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is going to win the Premier League twice in a row for the first time in ages, and I can see it being like that because the other teams around him, like Chelsea, Arsenal, they've just got new managers in, and Mourinho is the wrong manager for United in my opinion, so it's going to be really interesting, but I do think Man City will win this. I think it'll be closer than last season, but it's going to be Man City again. So guys, that is it from me today. Those are my Premier League predictions. Let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. Just remember, it's just opinions, and my predictions are probably going to be totally wrong anyway. I am going to try and do more predictions, guys. If you're new, subscribe. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button and let me know all your opinions in the comment section, guys, and I'll speak to you guys later.